Hey everyone, how's it going? Thanks for being here. Those who don't know, this is Rick, and it is January 2000, it's Monday, January 31, 2022, and this is the Live Trading Alerts education slash trading slash build scan room. Ed, hello. Thank you again for having me here. I appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I truly appreciate it. So today we're going to take a look at some charts, talk about some stuff. I'm going to help Tom out there, and that will in turn help everybody else as well that has the scanner setting up a scan. If you don't have the scan, well, I guess you could take notes, and if you no matter what program you use, maybe you could build it there. But this is built for the scanner, and it's just an easy little thing to do. So I will say this, that the Live Trading Alerts scanner is got to be my #1 favorite tool to use in trading. So, okay, here we go. Let's fire it up. So as I look at the SPY here, folks, to me, we're still in a horrible downtrend. I do not think we're out of the woods yet. I just don't think so. I think we're in for some choppy times, and it's important to have your playbook, I think. And you know, I shouldn't use words like me. I'm going to use my playbook is be able to find charts that are, and we're just going to use the SPY for now, find charts that are working. And I also want to be able to find charts that are not working. Well, let's do it this way. Here, let's do it this way right here. Charts that are working, and find charts that are not working on time. Now, what I mean by on time is not 3 days later. And this is where the scanner rocks, okay? It gives you this stuff right away. For instance, there's been a lot of talk about the Trendicator. This past week, I've really talked about it a lot, turning red to green and turning green to red. And, you know, it's pretty easy to set up scans where they start turning green right here. Coke is one. Look at that, starting to turn green. So the whole idea, assuming that we're swing trading, which I am, then here we are red. Let's start the swing mechanism. And, you know, we're not talking entries at this point. We're just simply talking this sets the swing up. Now, entries, that's a different conversation. We can certainly have it today, but for now it's a different conversation. Well, I also, because this market is, I truly believe going forward for a while, could be the entire year, who knows, is we're going to be chopping around. And I don't know how many of people here truly make money when the market's choppy. I know that everybody makes a buck here and there, but just remember, you've also got to count the losses that you've incurred. You know, if you have 10 losses that equal $1,000 and you have one winner that equals $1,100, the fact is you only made $100. And if you do this in a 30-day period, really, you're not making any money. So timing is precious to us. Timing is so precious to us. So, you know, here we are set up for that swing up. I want to know on time when we're set up for a swing down. Again, we're not talking entries just yet. I want to know when we're talking swing up for the bullish. I want to know when we're talking swings down, and I want to know when we're talking swings up on time. So that's, I think that's very important going forward, is to be able to do that in trading right now, because the market, that's what the market is dictating, okay? So if I'm looking at the Qs as an example, we all, any candlestickers out there, hey, great, 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 beautiful candle, let's rock and roll, right? Not so quick. All these candles, you don't really want to see them. Then Friday we had a great candle. Great, let's rock and roll. Look at today's candle. Great, let's rock and roll. Yeah, not so quick. Not so quick. See, this is where I think we need this very strong plan, this extremely strong plan, and a very decisive way to trade. Some serious skills, some serious rule skills is what it is. So without that, I truly feel there's going to be a lot of traders flop on the ground, kind of like a fish out of water, and just gills are going back and forth, starving for air, flopping on the ground, looking to get back into water so they can survive. And this is, look, I could say this a billion times in this hour if I could, and I still won't have said it enough. This is very important right now. It's not to get chopped up. So here's what I want to see. I want to see before I'm overly long in the market. Overly is the take-home word here. Okay, overly doesn't mean that I can't be long in some charts. I just don't want to be great balls of fire bullish until those dots turn green. Simple as that. The SPY, same way, until those dots turn green. And this is what I'm following right here. This is what I want. I want the market to be working with me. If I want to be long, I want the market long. If I'm going to be short, I want the market short. I want red candles here. And so having this on however you code stocks or whatever you look for, I think this is a plus. So if you're looking for charts to buy, let's go pick on Well. So Well, we're popping up over the Trendicator here. It's turning green. But do you want to trade that? Have all your conditions been met? Which I think that's an ugly ass chart, but I mean, it's there. PKG, do you really want to trade this when the market is not on your side? And the answer could be absolutely yes. Just realize you're making that decision, okay? All right, let me grab a glass of water here real quick. Thank you, and I'll stop my preaching for a little bit. JP says on the SPY volume is low. There you go, JP. That might be one of your conditions. So until that condition is solved, you might be hesitant going into some long trades. You're absolutely right. Right. Terrific idea. Terrific idea. Okay, so this morning I did go so long some BBBY. This is a chart that I put out on my Saturday, my YouTube channel. If any of you have signed up for my YouTube channel, it's free, it's cheap, it's cheap, it's free. Can't get any cheaper than that. And this was posted with a few details on there. Bought it this morning, currently up 18.6%. I may absolutely sell some today and then keep the rest. I just noticed I better keep an eye on that one there. That is in prime get rid of some of it territory. Apple we bought Friday, and these are all thank you to the scanner. I mean, I've got way too many scans set up. Ed will tell you that. But thank you to the scanner. You can see we're turning green here. And I did close this out today for 40-some%. And what I'm going to wait for now is a little bit of a rest or some kind of consolidation before a better entry is what I'm looking for. So here I was in it. I took the risk off the table today did the ultimate protection of the money I owned. It's in my front pocket, and they can't be taken away now. So I know just from experience that even if it pops up, and maybe I left some on the table, which is never a complaint a trader should ever have, if it does, we are so tight into resistance that there's, to me, the chances of some consolidation are great. So that's what I'll look for re-entry on Apple. So, all right. Tom asked me a question up here, and I want to share this. I'm going to go through this, so please bear with me, everybody. It can be a little tedious, but if you take notes, I think you'll learn something. At least some ideas anyway, okay? So Tom is asking me, during today's presentation, would you provide the custom configuration scan for the groups for what we're calling number one 2022 bullish condition. Number one doesn't mean that it's like my number one scan. It just means it's part of this 2022 rule that I've added to my my trade plan is what it is. And what the rule boils down to is don't be long until the market says we're long, and we're not. We're not. In fact, I'm gonna, if you take a look at, this is the scan right here, and Tom, FYI, I've actually renamed it to daily, and you'll see why in a minute, because, well, I have a 15-minute and hourly, and those were tacked on the end, and I couldn't see it without keeping this open. So I'm a little slow sometimes. So this morning I moved daily up here, just as I'm going to share with you the 15-minute and hourly. It's up here so I can keep a close. I don't have to keep it open as wide. Notice there is nothing in here. So what good is the scanner? Piece of crap, isn't it? No, it's not. This is what keeps you out of hot water. That 0 is because it hasn't met my alert of getting through the Trendicator here. Let me make this stay on top, and let's go inside here really quick, and I want to show you there's 82. I don't know if you guys can see it. It might be a little small on the screen, but there's 82 symbols that pass my conditions. All my conditions to trade a chart, bullish right here. And because one condition is not met, it's not letting any through there. Now I could turn that condition off. I could turn that condition off. And I think I see something here that maybe I'm going to change while I'm here. No, I don't need to. I am going to delete this though. I just saw that I had that. Okay. So I could turn this condition off, and this is a little change, by the way, Tom, because Ed helped us out here after I started putting it together. I could turn this off, and then 82 symbols would show up, and they could be good. They really could be good. I mean, they could be charts like, let's go over here, XLE. It could be charts like XLE. How about, charts like Coke? These are great. So you might be asking, what good is this if we're missing out on Coke, if we're missing out on XLE? Well, that's a simple fix. Okay. Let me make this stay on the top here. What I've done is I've set this. This may not be right exact setup, but it should be close. Yeah, it should be very close. Let's change this to an hourly. Notice the hourly on the SPY has done what I've asked it to do. So this is telling me that hourly charts are setting up. No, I'm sorry. Let me back that up a little bit. This is telling me that daily charts are setting up, and my SPY bullish condition has been met. And by the way, it doesn't have to be the SPY. You could your condition your index bullish condition could be the diamonds. It could be IWM. It could be IYT. Heck, it could be Apple if you want. It could be, but what we're going to look at is just the indexes today. So I just want the market as my condition in my favor. So, okay, if I'm all right with trading where the market on the daily, and the market, by the way, is the SPY to me. The daily, we're still underwater as far as I'm concerned. But yet, on the daily, we are swimming very nicely here. And of course, what happens if this is zero? And by the way, last week it was zero. I also have the same thing for a 15-minute chart. So as the market is, say, really underwater here, the 15-minute, the 60-minute are underwater. No reason to be buying. I'm not a bottom picker. I don't think much of bottom picking. I think it's a mistake. I think traders go broke in it. Do you know how I feel about bottom picking right now? And if you struggle and you bottom pick, go get some sanitizing soap, wash your hands, and just stop doing it. And you'll probably see your trading improve. The crazy thing about that is nobody believes me until it's too late. You gotta stop that horrific bottom picking. It's just nasty. It just does not work as a steady diet, okay? Steady diet. So what we want to do is we want the market to be bullish. Rule number one, well, there's actually a lot of rule number ones in trading, I guess. When you want to trade bullish, stay away from bottom picking. Look for charts that make a high, a higher low, or double bottom, and then they break out of said high here, earlier high. And then what we're going to do is we can now put a trend line. I probably should have made this one go more like that. We can put a trend line on there. And then what we're going to do is look for those pullbacks. We're going to look for these buying opportunities. And, well, we're going to make money. That's it. Forget about all this bottom picking nonsense. It's all it is. And, you know, for somebody that does this and you make money, I'm glad for you. But trust me, those of you that struggle, you know who you are. You know you come in here and you buy when the stock, a stock or the market is fidgeting with the bottom. You go back and look at your trades. You'll see you're not making money. And okay, I'll stop preaching about that. I'm sorry. So anyway, I want the market to be on my side. Well, there's the low. Here's the high right here. High or low, pick whatever one you want. We are breaking out. So things are going great. Now all I need is for this to turn green, and then I'm going to be a bullish fool for a while. I'm going to watch price, of course. I'm just not going to blindly take trades, but it will meet my conditions in here. Again, if I couldn't stand it, if I just could not stand the fact that I'm not trading, I can switch to an hourly market. So what does that mean? That means that if, say, the SPY, right now it's nice and green. I'm very happy with it based on the hourly chart. Well, if we were to do this, I wouldn't be too upset. Did this, I wouldn't be too upset. But this right here, this is just an extension of these green dots right here. If we get below those green dots, Now the hourly has just went to pot. Just went to pot. So everything you liked about it just went away. So it's got to stay there. It's got to stay green. And this is true if you use the 15-minute. And that's, if I want to get in early, I can look at some early trades and whatnot using that 15-minute market or that hourly market as my bullish indicator. Market is in your favor. I had somebody mention to me last week that, because I've been talking a lot about this in the Hit Run Candlesticks trading room, they mentioned to me that, man, it is amazing how many stocks follow the market. Yep, that's true. So why do we insist on going against it? And we do so many times. So anyway, here's a little thing here. And this is, I think, what Tom is sort of asking about. And let me get into that. Let me get Tom taken care of and anyone else. Let me get those answers. So Tom, make sure you stay with me here and point me what you're in the right direction, okay? So for Tom and anyone else that wants what's in here. Tom, is it what's in the groups you want? Do you already have this or do you need me? And actually, if it's okay, Tom, can I just go through everything quick but slow, if that's all right for everybody else? I'm just going to say thank you right now. No, thank you. So in group one, for anyone who wants to take notes, write it down, however you want to do that. Bull user defined relationship. This is the name of the alert, and the parameters are, I want the 10 simple above the 20 simple. You automatically have a natural trend right there. I want trending stocks. This chart, this scan doesn't look for charts, say, not bottom picking, but off the bottom. It doesn't really look for those. This scan, they have to be kind of up a little. So I want the simple 10 to be above the simple 20. The next one is bull user defined average relationship, which is exactly like this right here. It's the first one, but I want the 20 above the 50. Pretty simple. Kind of like railroad tracks. I want the 10 above the 20, and the 20 above the 50, just like that. And notice you don't see the 10 simple or the 20, or you do see the 50 on on the chart. I don't need to have them on the chart. This is just the making of a scan. Looks like I have another one here. And I want price. This says user defined price relationship. These two are average relationship. This is price relationship. I want price to be above the 17 exponential moving average. This is rising. And by the way, you can adjust these all kinds of crazy ways if you want. I want the 17 rising just one day. That's all. Just one. And then I want a white candle. For many of you, this would be a green candle. I use white and black candles. When this was originally made, when Ed created this, he went off a lot of what he uses and what Doug uses with Right Way Options and what I use here at Hit Run Candlesticks. And we use white background charts, so he just named it white candle. If you use green and red, you're still going to use white candle in here. And what that means is a bullish candle, white candle, or green candle, not black or red. I also want this above the cloud. Now remember, this is a bullish chart here. I want it to be above the cloud, and you can just type in ICH and it'll come up. I want price above the cloud. And then down here, I want some market cap. I don't want to buy junk charts. When I say junk charts, I don't mean that the chart is literally, I don't mean the company is junk at all. But I don't want them trading. I want them to have some meat on their bones. I want companies in the top 30 percentile. If you're not in the top 30 percentile, I don't want you to come up on this scan. Now that doesn't mean I don't trade other stocks not in the top 30 percentile, but for this particular scan, I'm looking for stocks, yes, in the top. They're top percentage, top 30% based on capitalization. Okay, so group two, here's a change from last time I looked at this with anybody, because last time I did it, we kind of tricked the system into doing it. Ed got to thinking about it, and he just created a way to make it much easier, actually. And I appreciate that, Ed. Thank you. And it's called Index ETF versus Average. So you can come over here and notice you've got the SPY, the diamonds, the Qs, IWM. If I wanted to use IWM, I just have to click on it. And then you can go above or below whatever moving average you choose. You can use simple, exponential, front weighted, the whole moving average. You can use from close, open, high, low, your choice. Periods of the average, 17. So I'm looking for, I'm going to change that back to SPY, above the exponential 17 period moving average. I want it trending. And what that's going to, I want the market trending, the SPY trending. What that's going to do is make sure that the dots here are green and not red. I had somebody ask me the other day, well, what if I wanted two in here? So very easily done. I'm just going to show you how to do it. I'm not going to save it. Index, I'm just going to type in, give it a sec. Index versus average. Ed's also put in index ETF rise, but we're not talking about that today. Index ETF versus average. Just click on that, and then we can come over here and say, well, we want the SPY and maybe the diamonds. Okay, I want it above, and just for changing something around, I want it above the simple, and let's just say the 50 period moving average. Okay, so you can make that any way you want. Now, one thing you have to do over here, if you want both of these to be true, leave it just the way it is. If you want either or, then you have to come in here and put a check mark in the either or. So this will kick things off if the diamonds are above the simple. This will start turning, giving us some numbers. Or if the SPY is above the 17 exponential moving average on the daily chart. Okay. Now I'm not going to keep this, so I'm going to delete that. And then you can't use or if it's one by itself. So I'll go back to here. Group 3. I've got two traps set up here. I want to talk about a trap really quick. A trap is whatever you want it to be, okay? Generally speaking, if we just use the word trap, we're talking about a 3/8 trap. The 3 exponential moving average, that's this line right here, and this is the T line. And that pullback here, here we're in the 3/8 trap, and here we opened up and we were in the 3/8 trap a little bit. Here we have broken out of the 3/8 trap, okay? But the trap can be whatever you want. The scanner, you can make any kind of trap you want. And the reason I'm saying that is because I have a different trap here. So here's the first one. This is the old standby. This is my go-to. This is my bring it home right here. I want price to be trapped between the exponential moving average of the highs and below that. And I want price to be above the 8 exponential moving average, the average of the close. Well, I created another one just because I wanted to, and I can, is using the same 3 high but using the 10 simple. So I've got this set to OR. That means that it can be a 3/8 trap between the 3 and the 10, or a 3/8 trap between the 3 and the 8. For that matter, You could set this up. You want to trap between the 20 and 30 if you want. The 20 and 200, 50 and 200, anything you want. So keep that in mind. Anyway, there we go. Tom, I want to make sure, did I get your questions answered? And do you have another question? And for that matter, does anybody have a question before I put this to bed? Going once, going twice. There we go. Could you show the second entry again in group 1? Yep. Second entry. It's just the 20 above the 50. Now, I want to share something with you, Tom, and thank you for taking an interest in this. I want to share something with you. This scan I have set up is not magic. Okay, it's not the only scan in the world you should have. What this is good, though, is to take a look at each one of these and then maybe build something that suits your trading better. Okay, so this is not magic. This is not, you don't have to have the 20 above the 50. You could have another moving average above another moving average if you want. You could set them up so they're stacked 10 above the 20, 20 above the 30, 30 above the 40, 40 above the 50 if you want. In fact, I kind of think that would be a super idea. And then look for the PBOs, the pullback, the traps, those kind of things. So just remember that maybe a guideline, but this is not the, the all be all scan here. Okay. Okay, are we good? Are we good? Testing 1, 2. That's what make sure we're good. All right. Thanks for completing this. I look forward to the recording. Yes, it is on the recording. Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it. I'm going to cancel this out. And now let's look at some charts and see what we can come at. Thank you, everybody, for your patience here, okay? Michael is asking, can I ask why an alert time frame of 15-minute rather than the daily? I think you mean this. Is this what you mean right here, Michael? Yep. All right. I'm going to actually close that and come over here to one of these, okay? Just because we've got some in there. And here, I'll tell you what. I'll change that to 15-minute, all right? And when one comes up through there, we'll take a look at it, and I'll show you why. But let's let one come up through first, and I'm going to go ahead and change this one too. Over there. All right, let's look at PBR. Notice it has a red arrow. It's down, okay? PBR. Daily chart first. Actually, it's a bullish candle based on white or black, or red and green, correct? This just means we got that red candle. It just means on the 15-minute chart, it's making a new 15-minute low. Let's take a look at PM. PM. Now, I want to come over here for a second. All group 1 is, it's all daily. Everything is daily. Group 2, because we're looking at the hourly to cross, the index to be green, we're using the hourly here. But on this one, it's set to the daily. So the important takeaway here is group 1 is all daily. I have it set to the 15-minute here. It has nothing to do with whether it's a bullish candle or bearish candle. What it does is it breaks it down into that 15-minute candle. Is it making a 15-minute high or 15-minute low? But because I have a white candle or bullish candle set to the daily, it's got to be a bullish candle. So take WES, W-E-S. It is, in fact, a bullish candle. and it isn't really. It made a 15-minute. It just pulled back here. Huh? I'll have to check that. Do you get the drift of it though? If the market was singing, if the market was flying, I would take that off the 15-minute. I would take it off the 15-minute and put it on the daily, because they'll move too fast this way. But if the market is the way it is now, kind of a little pokey, slow, you have time to brush your teeth, shave, and shine your shoes all at the same time while watching the market right now. For that, and especially when I do webinars, I'll click it on the 15-minute so it pushes through new ones through there, because sometimes it might take forever to make a daily new day high or a daily new day low. Okay, so that is the reason for that. Alrighty, so my BBBY I see here is pulling back a little bit. So I'm going to keep an eye on this. One thing I like to do is I love the 3/8, the 130-minute bar chart, or we call it the 3-bar chart. So I like to look at that. However, this is not giving me anything helpful. Not really. I might use that as a stop. But here's the thing. I've got to go ask myself. Whoops. Let's try this again. Do I want to risk 6.5% on my profits today? Well, might not. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to close half of my profits, okay? And I'm going to do that right now. Otherwise, I don't want it to get carried away here. So I'm going to take half my profits, which is 12.77% right now on this. And make sure I do this right. I always mess it up when I'm talking. There we go. So I just put the order in to put away 12.77% on half of the sale here. There we go. There we go. All good now. So I need to make a note here just really quick so I can fill out my paperwork. 12.77%. And we were about 1681 on this stock price. There we go. Thank you for that. So here I've protected some dollars. I'm going to hang on to the rest of it just to see if we push a little higher here on this one. And if we do, who knows? I may close it all out today. I may not. I can't make that decision until I know what today does. Okay, so let's take a look at some other trades here that might be coming up. Fox A here has, we've got a Trendicator change. The Trendicator, see how we're nice and green here? And then we have a little short dip to the downside. And then really it moves up, but it's a little short little dip. That happens, okay? So it just does. And this is where trading comes in. You've got to have more than one tool out there. You've got to be able to look at a chart, which is not difficult. Really, don't chase. That would have kept you in or out. You know, if you're already in it, and well, let's just say it would keep you out of it. Let's just go with that way. You know, why would you buy it here? There's no good reason. Just because it turned green here, why would you buy it? There is no good reason, because what you're really looking for above that trend indicator is a low, a high, a higher low, or double bottom, and that might have got you in, but even that would have not worked out so hot for you. But it didn't close up there, so you could be out then. So it's the power of trading is putting conditions in your favor. Somebody that's just starting out new, and new, by the way, could be 10 years. If you haven't put it together, you're still new, is what conditions do you do? What conditions do you look for? I just kind of off the top of my head, I want the market to be trending, which it is not. Condition number 2 might be, oh, interesting. Condition number 2 might be I want a stock also trending green above the Trendicator. Condition number 3 is that I want a bullish candle. Okay, this one, SQQQ, would never work out. It meets the right condition. Say, for an example, the market is actually still red under the red Trendicator. This is meeting everything about the chart for a trade except for this. So I can't buy it. I'm not into picking this. This is bottom picking. Why on earth would you want to trade based on praying and hoping? And that's what that is. Praying and hoping. There is no logic to buying it right here. And I know there's people that do this, and I may tick some people off, and I'm sorry. There's absolutely zero logic to buying here other than hope. That's all it is. No buyers are in this right now. So while it's coming up, while it's on one of my scans, it was actually on one of my scans early this morning. I just realized that. And it's still there until it is removed. I hope that made some sense. Coke. Look at Coke. It meets every criteria I could possibly have, except the market is not green. But where do we set that aside? Okay, we might set that aside when the market is turbulent, like it is now, and this is a defensive stock. So it pays to know. Excuse me. It pays to know where stocks are. An example would be, while Coke is looking really good, the defensive sector really is not that good. It's only 33% green, 67% red. So this is just, one of those tools. Again, this is part of the scanner. Take a look at clean energy. It's 97% green, only 3% red. And what that means is that, and I don't have all clean energy and all the defensive stocks in here, all the oil stocks, I don't have that. But out of the ones that I have, the ones that I have, the system, the algorithm that Ed and Live Trading Alerts has created, says that the ones out that I have, 97% are green. Not only that, the average green is 5.92%. Not too shabby. Take a look at pot stocks. Look at that. Holy moly. I'm going to move this over. 100% green and 0 red and an average of 8.4%. Keep in mind, I don't have all the pot stocks in here, and nor do I want that. CGC, there we go. It's one of those red ones, and let's see, is any here? GRWG, and this is on the scan here. I'm just scrolling it down. MJ. So, anyway, having these tools, being able to make sense of the market is so important. All right, I'm going to quit yakking here. Anyone have any questions about a chart? You name it. Anything you want. Even if you want to know my birth date so you can send me a card, I'll even give you that. IWM, you bet. Thank you. IWM sucks pond water. Yeah. I mean, let's think about this, okay? Let's think about this. Is there anything about IWM that has made you think anything any different than the downtrend that it's been doing? I get it. We see some price action down here, but nothing has changed. It can come out and it could dance naked and it wouldn't make a difference. Would not make a difference. Now, if these candles, this price action was to move up to say over this high right here, you've got my attention. Now I'm going to follow this naked dancing whatever it is. Because here we're going to have, which I know that's not a low, but I'm still going to look at that chart pattern here. And I certainly know that's not a higher low, but I'm still going to look at that chart pattern. If we break out there, now you're going to catch my interest. Okay? So, really, there's not a doggone thing here on IWM that says we're going higher. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not ready to go short either until I see this chart pattern collapse. So, it's not our job. This is important. It's not our job. Say you're wanting to short this, okay? It's not our job to pick that high and pick that bottom. That is not our job as a trader. Anyone who thinks that's your job, one of two things have maybe happened. Yeah, we'll see here. One, you just started trading yesterday. And the second one is if you've been trading for 40 years, you've been losing money for 40 years. Your job is not to pick the very top and the very bottom. Same with going long. Your job is not to pick the bottom and pick the top. Our job is take a chunk out of the middle. And the middle that I want to look at that would make me happy, that would make me think I'm a cool trader, is if I properly prepared charts, the market, everything, and if I made money through this level right here, if that was my plan, and this top, I'm just going to that top right there. If I did that, not trading here would make me the happiest, the proudest trader on earth. If I made my plan based on the charts and not hope and prayer and what you think maybe the government's going to do or what you think is going to happen, because you really don't know squat when it comes to that. Its answers are right here in the charts. Trade the charts. So really, when it comes to IWM, I don't have much to say about it other than it's still in a downtrend until it's not. Hello, Lisa. Facebook, 126. Let me go find 126. Right there. I'm going to put a little arrow right here. Just right there. Let's see. 120 triggered after the Joji. If we don't look at the candle of the last 5 days, yes, yeah. That could have triggered a short up here. We're in the 3/8 trap. It could have triggered that short, and actually not up here. Let's back this up a little bit. It wouldn't have triggered the short right here just because you would have been in a 3/8 trap to the downside here. Just because it's a 3/8 trap does not make it a short, okay? Just because it's a 3/8 trap, it does not make it a long. So since you mentioned short, let's just think about this. Really, the short, you know, it's in the 3/8 trap, but it's not really short till it starts to break down this candle right here. Or maybe below the doji. And you know what? I like that spot. So it's not short here, it's short here. I get it, we want to catch it in here, but again, not all 3/8 traps. So what would have kept me out of this? I'm not just making this stuff up. I have an absolute reason, and I'm about to tell you. I don't think any person in their right mind should short a chart when you're staring at a candle like that. That is craziness to short. I know. If you thought about it and you said, nope, I'm not going to short this because of that candle right there, I would have said a good call. At the end of the day, you would have kicked my tail. You would have been mad at yourself because now you just missed that. Well, right now, you're thanking the Lord that you didn't take it. So, and I don't know even if you're looking at a 3/8 trap here, okay? I can just tell that it is. I'm just trying to caution you that just because it's a 3/8 trap does not mean it's a buy one way or the other, okay? So we have to take into account that candle. Let's talk about timing real quick. If we take a look at this chart, Facebook, what we want to look at is where do we think it's going to go? Well, if I shorted up in this area, I think I could put that in right there, those lows. I like that. Price action could take me out of it, get me back in it, things like that. But I like this for the possible playground. So let's do that. Possible playground, 20%. Enough money for anybody. So you have a candle like that right there. Let's wait till it actually breaks down. I think you can afford to wait. You don't have to pick the top. You don't have to pick the bottom. Let's take a chunk out of that chewy, gooey, sweet little middle right here. Okay? Thanks, and I hope that was helpful. I hope. Ask again a different way maybe if I didn't cover it. Hello, JP. JP, false statement. So you only trade above the 17 Trendicator. False statement. That is not true. I do trade below that. You would not trade up to the Trendicator. No, I would do that. Yes. Personally, I had a support. What are we talking about? At 194 today. What? I don't know what chart we're looking at. JP. Personally, I had support at 194 today. If it held the first 15 minutes, I would take the trade with a stop below loss. Again, I don't know what trade we're looking at. Yeah, and it without knowing the chart you're talking about, that makes perfectly good sense. So right now we have 120. We have 127 people in the room here. Okay. 127 people could have 9 different strategies, and that would be okay. Did you know that the 9 different strategies can be different for every people? Do the math on the possibilities. There is no one strategy that fits all, not one. So the way I like to explain the best way, and for JP there, that might be the way JP trades, and I applaud him for his technical, the way he posted there. I absolutely understand what he's saying there. I just don't necessarily know what chart it is. Maybe it's at IWM here. Maybe. Yeah, it could be IWM. So I applaud you for that. You have rules. Stick with those rules. Don't let anybody, I call this bullying you. So for instance, I bought BBBY today. Now, if somebody follows into that and you lose money, it sucks to be you. I'm cold about that, okay? I'm not here for anybody to follow anything. I'm here to share trades, share ideas, things like that. But you've got to make this trade the way you make this trade, not the way somebody else's. So here's the answer to this. When you look at a trade and you're looking at things like a 3/8 trap maybe, or we're over the Trendicator, or the market is hanging upside down from a chandelier, whatever you're seeing, okay? Let's call this a mouse trap. And it's got nothing to do with the 3/8 trap. Let's just call it a mouse trap. The mouse trap will work better if you were to take it apart and put it back together so you understand it. You have to understand a trade. So again, JP, I applaud you on your explanation there, because it certainly sounds like you understand and you have a plan. So I totally applaud you on that. And that's very important. Any new traders out there, make sure that you Don't take anybody's word for it. Take the engine apart. Maybe we shouldn't use the word trap. Take the engine apart and put it back together so you understand it. Once you understand it, it becomes easier to trade. Okay? Oh, JP, I just saw that. Sorry, comment on IWM. I should have read a little bit below. Let's see, John. Netflix filling the gap. That's not Netflix. It's trying to. I cannot tell you if it's actually going to do it this week, this month, or even this year. I can't tell you that. It's trying to do that, yes. Yes, it is. So, yeah. Chris on Facebook. Let's see. Hey, I have a question for everybody. Are you guys all calling this Facebook or Meta? What is it nowadays? If you said Meta right now, I would draw blank, to tell you the truth. I would draw blank. So thanks for saying Facebook. I would have typed in Meta. I don't think that would have worked. So where am I here? Lisa, did you have something about an entry? Can you type everything about that? I'm sorry. I think I may have forgotten that. Can you just start an entry over if you need me to go there, okay? Chris on Facebook. What about the bull candles makes you want to short it? Nothing. Nothing makes me want to short it. See, that was the point. Lisa, I was looking at short on the whatever day that is, the 26th. And there is nothing about, and remember, we don't get this candle. We don't get this one. We don't get this one. The question was about the 26th. So we can't look to the right. We can only look at the candle we're looking at, the day we're looking at, and look back in history. And this right here, nothing about this candle said to short it when it was up here. Nothing, because of that candle. So I think you might have misunderstood there, just a tad there, Chris. Nothing. And today, there is nothing that makes me want to short Facebook right now. Keep in mind, I'm not a picker of tops. And this would be picking a top if I shorted it here. So what I would have to wait for, say we close here, and then tomorrow, maybe we popped up tomorrow, and yeah, that's not what I wanted. Maybe we popped up tomorrow and did something like that. I could consider a short. I wouldn't, but I could. Yeah. Let's see, Johnny L. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention earlier. Could you please tell me how to get the dots color change? Mine are all blue. Sure, I can do that. I'm assuming you use TC2000 right here. Right here, yours are all blue. So see, there you go. See, they're all blue now. So what you want is uptrend. You can pick your own color. I like green for an uptrend. I think I like the darker green. There we go. And for down, the red color, just like that. So just go right up here on TC2000, left click, right click, left click on edit, and change your colors there, okay? No, I didn't cover STX. So let's get rid of all that, and let's pull this down. I like what STX is doing, by golly. Nice. So earnings is not till April, so that's a good thing. Our Trendicator has turned green, so right there I'm gonna put it on a bullish idea. Couple of things about STX I don't particularly care for. We have this long wick here. We have this top. We have this long wick here. So I've got to ask myself, are there better charts out there? My answer is going to be yes. So what would make me want to be in STX if it breaks out? And then I'm going to look for a very similar chart pattern. Chart pattern like this. Breakout, test, look for buyers. So really down here, STX doesn't excite me. But that doesn't mean it can't go higher. Just saying it doesn't excite me as a trader. Too much risk, and I see too many charts out there that doesn't look like that. There's my 2 cents on STX. Facebook. Everybody's saying Facebook. Thank you. Facebook is almost a bear sandwich. I don't know that I see that. Here's a 2-day chart, and that's actually a Fig Newton bullish setup. 3-day chart is a bullish morning star. 4-day chart is nothing, a bottom and a hammer. Weekly chart is a morning star setting up. I'm not sure I see make sure I read that right, a bear sandwich. Yeah, I'm not sure I see that. A bear sandwich would be, and I'm going to keep it with, well, red and black. A bear sandwich would be a bearish candle, a bullish or not so bearish, I should say, and then a bearish candle. That's a bear sandwich. Oreo cookies, what we call that. Yeah. Thanks, Chris. Bob, is it possible in TOS changing color? It is. I can't cover that now. It is possible. It's some special code, but I don't have that code available to me right now, Bob, but it is. Let's see. My sun will be something. Oh, nice chart. Holy mackerel. Look at that chart. Wins earnings. Earnings is in about 16 days, so keep that in mind. That's a gorgeous chart, by the way. Let's see. Will be something which you think. Let's see. Which you think ticks all over boxes for long. Oh, I see. Checks all the boxes for a long. Just for an example. Well, let's do that. And I can tell you right now, yes. The only negative is the SPY is still green. A positive is that industry is working, right? I mean, XLE, kicking it, right? Nice. I like that. Sun, so let's talk about sun. I'm going to draw a line right here because I want to see that breakout. Beautiful trend. Let's just, who cares about price at this level? Look at that trend. And now we start working on price. And here we've come up. We're right at a breakout right there. Beautiful chart. Pop out of the box right here. Excellent chart. 3/8 trap Friday that broke out. 3/8 trap at the open today that has broken out. That's a super looking chart. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thoughts on IP, and what time is it? Okay, I have a few minutes yet. So IP is, I like IP. I like that. Yeah, nice trend here. And now we have a pullback and we've turned back to the trend. I like that. Trendicator's green. I like the price action here. I like what the candles are doing. I like what the bulls are telegraphing. I think that's nice. Let's draw some lines on this. I like it above 74.05 because we're above this. I like that. I like it above the T line. That's good. Trendicator's green. I like it because we're above the 50 period moving average, and I like it because the 200 is right here. So that makes a rounded bottom breakout strategy in play here. Nice chart. Earnings, wait till May. Nice chart. This is excellent chart. In fact, I'm going to flag that one. Thank you very much. Scott, HIMX. Looks like a pop out of the box breakout, a 3/8 trap, and also a break of the trend. I think breaking resistance. However, it has red dots. Your comments. This start stinks, if you ask me. Okay, it's not my game. It's not my cup of tea, so it stinks. Here's something that I think is very worthwhile. Let me change this to bigger. Whoops. So you can see it a little better. There we go. This is one of the things where, whoops, wrong one. Sorry about that. Stay on top. There we go. So for whatever reason you like HIMX, okay? I don't particularly like it. I don't like the way it's set up for a buy. I get it if you're looking at this right in here. And let me check. Are you looking at a long? You know, I have to say you're looking at a long. Yeah, you're looking at a long. And there's not one stinking thing here that says to be long. Not one, in my opinion, okay? Not one single one. But let's go with you like it, okay? Maybe you want some semiconductors. So let's go with that. And I'm all for that, okay? All for that. So here's what let's do. I like that chart, you know, for a watch list, right? So what I'm going to do is come over here and I'm going to put it, and there's a faster way, but I'm just showing you the longhand way so you know how to, you know, so you can see it. This is a watch list that I have made and cultivate. So HIMX, I just added it. I'm just going to close this, and now HIMX is on my watch list. So I don't know that this watch list is set up that way. It is above the cloud. Here, let's go see. I do have that on here. So we're not above the cloud. Yeah, we're not above the cloud on it. Okay. So beep, bida beep, bop, boop, beep. So let's go look at what else is in there. A bullish candle. Oh, wait a minute here. I just realized that this is, there we go. A bullish candle, which it has that. Great. Group 2, this is just I'll show you what this is. It's just a fast trend. I want the 3 above the 8 and 8 above the 17. Okay, so let's see. Do I need to save that? I better. Didn't need to do that now that I think about it. So I'm going to come over here to a naked chart, and we're going to chickaboom, 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 3 right there. And okay, so if I like the chart for whatever reason, I just want it on my watch list. Based on what I showed you here, this will never come up until the 3 is above the 8 exponential moving average. And the 8 has to be above the Trendicator, above the 17. So what's going to happen is we're going to have the 3, the 8, and we're going to have, I'm going to make it red, the Trendicator. Has to look like this. And now what I'm looking for trades is, you know, buy area here. Maybe like this. You know, this right here could be the buy area. And then it starts to roll again. And then, you know, maybe this is the buy area. See what I'm saying? So I can't buy this till it becomes a trend. I'm not in the business of bottom picking. Bottom picking is not great for a steady diet. I love chocolate, but a steady diet of chocolate's not going to work. I love beer, but a steady diet of beer is not going to work either. So you see what I mean? It's okay to put on the watch list, but it is absolutely not a trade there unless you're just a bottom picker, which really, if you're a bottom picker, you're trading based on hope, and that's about it. Whew. So building a watch list, I think, is an extremely wise thing to do. Extremely wise. Hey, I'm seeing some of these charts here I want to go look at. PSX. See how PSX, look, let me get rid of this right here. There you go. Look at PSX. Let's do it this way. There you go. Look at PSX. There's the 3, the 8, and the 17, just like that. All we need is to put this in our favor and the market in our favor. And now we trade based on price. Look at PM. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. TSN. I like TSN. There's the 17. It's turned green. Here's the 3 above the 8. The 8's above the 17. All is good. Now we work with price for the entry. Look at VLO. Look at that. Let's get rid of that. There we go. 3, 8, green, right? Make sense? Okay. I'm getting close to my end here, I think. XOM. Check out. Oh, man. Come on, seriously. Take a look at XOM. Whoops, it's not what I wanted. Where's that? Here it is. Here's XOM, and I'm going to put a line right there, okay? Now, the trend is doing exactly what we want, but we don't enter until we have entries. So you can just go back and look and see where the entries are, or maybe where the entries are not in some cases. I'm saying that because when it broke out, I don't particularly see an entry right here. Now, that doesn't mean it can't be bought, but just in my little world, I don't see an entry right here. Here's a nice little flag, an entry up, but man, that gave it up. That would have ruined your day, to tell you the truth. That would have been a great entry, and it's still looking like a good entry from here, and the trend is still rocking. Hello, Greg. Ride. Whoops. Back to this chart here. There we go. Ride. Ride is about 9. I'm going to flag that one. Thank you, sir. So Ride is bottom picking, but it has one green dot. You know, this is, okay. Here's the difference of bottom picking and not bottom picking, okay? In hindsight, we all wish we bought it right here. I get that, but that's bottom picking. What we want is a trend. I'm going to do this. I'm going to draw a line right there. Is that close? That's pretty close. I'm going to draw a line right there. And I'm going to draw a line from that low to this low, this doji low, and just extend it up. Okay? Now let's draw on this. Anything down here would have been bottom picking. I'm not fond of buying here, but I get it. If you can, if you've been trading long enough, you can sort of see what could happen. Okay. Now we have a low, we have a high, we have a higher low, we have a higher high. We are now off the bottom with a trend. As short as it may be, we now have a trend. So this is not bottom picking. This is the beauty of the Trendicator. It really gets you above that bottom, just like the T-line. The T-line can get you above the bottom as well. So I would not call this bottom picking right here. Not at all. Nice chart, by the way. Thank you for that one. Hey, Aaron, Macy's is looking good. Macy's could be looking good. Yes, indeed. So just by looking at Macy's, the way I have Macy's set up, starting at $27.60, it's 35%. All right, seriously, I would like everybody to answer. This is going to be the last chart we look at. So please, everybody answer. Is that enough money for you? 35.8% or 35%. Any no's in there? If there's a no, by the way, then one of two things are happening. You just started trading yesterday, or you're just simply a smartass. You're right. That is enough money. Absolutely. You bet it is. So now let's take a look at Macy's. And this is the way I have it set up. I have the scanner to alert me. I have it on my watch list. And when it starts alerting, I'll take a serious look at it. I'm not interested in it down here because there's too much headache room. I'm looking forward. If it breaks out, where can it go? I think it could go back to 37.50 up here, retest these highs, or pretty darn close. So why do I want to rush into something that is a mountain of resistance right here? I wouldn't. But now let's talk about some good stuff going on here, because this is what sucks us into things. Bull kicker. Yeah. That sucks us in. Oh my God, we got to get this. No, you don't. Nice chart, by the way. I love the way it's setting up. This thing breaks out. Now, what do we have here? I'm going to do this. Let's draw a line from here to those lows. Draw it up. Now let's change this color. Blue. Low, high, higher low, higher high. This becomes a tradable bottom. Now, based on our trading experience, our trading techniques, we will work for an entry in this area and be very satisfied with 30-35% trade. Extremely satisfied. Thank you for that. Thanks for pointing out. And Macy's is on my watch list here. All right. I'm going to run off. It is time. Everybody, thank you very much. This was recorded. I might not have the recording ready till tomorrow morning, but if we did it out early, we'll certainly notify you of that. Thank you so very much for being here. I do appreciate it. And you guys all take care, okay? Thanks a lot. Trade well.